because Hearthstone is coming to Diablo Immortal very soon, which I know is a very exciting thing for many Hearthstone fans. Let's make this a little bit bigger for all of you to see. This is going to be coming on July 30th. And there's a lot of stuff. Now, some of these things we've covered here on the channel already, but this is all official coming from Blizzard this time around. So, gather around for Heroes of the Hearth. And I'm going to summarize a bunch of these things so we don't have to just sit and read through everything. But essentially, you're going to be getting these powerful cards to bolster your greatness. These cards are going to give you buffs. I've said it before. These buffs kind of feel like legendary gem buffs. It's actually quite nice, and I think it's going to be really cool, but it's only usable during the events that are going on. We'll get into more of that. Now, it does give us all of the breakdowns here. I've done videos breaking down the different changes that you're coming here. So the mage, for example, polymorph is a common one. You have a chance to transform nearby enemies into yaks. Polymorphed enemies take increased damage. There's also epic versions, such as Ice Block. Instead of dying, become immune to damage. Heal yourself and release a blast of ice, dealing damage to and freezing nearby enemies. Now, I don't want to go through all of these. I'm going to just kind of scroll through. You guys can pause if there's something that you want to read, because this is something that I've done in a previous video when this information was put out over in a Chinese version. So all of this type of stuff is kind of, it's been out there on my channel already. Now, we also have earn a special Hearthstone card back. Okay, we get a cool little graphic on the back of the cards. Kind of cool. Kind of don't care too much about that one either. This one is log into Diablo Immortal on a character that is level 10 and has completed the tutorial. So basically, anybody can do it. Now, we're all about the rewards that we get from events, right? When you log in during the Heroes of the Hearth event, illustrious rewards will be yours to claim. You'll receive a 2-star Manaflux legendary gem, 10 legendary crests, the Azure Serpent Portal cosmetic, and the Amethyst Longhorn avatar frame. Wow! 10 legendary crests. That's freaking better than we got from the 3-year anniversary. Also, there's a promo code Card Collect that will be usable during the event. We'll make sure that we remind you of that. Also, the game grants you the following: 3 sapphires, aquamarine, topaz, citrine, ruby, tourmaline, 10 rare crests, 1 random card. That random card is going to be one of the ones that gives you the buffs we spoke of. 1 legendary item, 1 legendary weapon. Man, I'll tell you what. That stuff is pretty darn cool. 10 legendary crests throughout the event. I'm sure it's not going to come as like a mail drop, but it will come in some form of, throughout the event, you'll get a total of 10 of those. Purchase Respelliant bundles in the shop, so there's of course going to be shop stuff. While Heroes of the Hearth is live, there'll be a specific Hearthstone-inspired bundles to acquire in the shop. Purchasing any of these will grant you a copy of the Manaflux legendary gem, a free bonus card pack for use of the heroes during the event. Now, instill terror with gilded antiquity cosmetics. So these are cosmetics that are going to be available in the shop. These are not Phantom Market cosmetics. These are ones that you would be able to purchase with orbs in the shop. All right, this is what they look like. You guys can let me know if you like the look of it or not. I think they look pretty cool. Nothing crazy, but pretty cool. We'll see if we end up getting it at all. Also, Winds of Fortune. What does that mean? It means enhanced 2 times of almost everything. 2 times experience, 2 times gold, 2 times battle pass points, 2 times normal gems, legendary gems, items. This is a great time for me specifically to get all the essences that I need to complete for my wizard, because my god, there's hundreds of them, I feel. Also, you're going to be able to get these double drops in Bestiary, Challenge Rifts, Bounties, Fishing, Dungeons, Purge the Depths, Accursed Towers, Hidden Lairs, Farming in the Wilderness, and Codex. All right? We love it when this 2 times event comes. Gives us more XP. Roll the die in Gambler's Toils. So here, one of the July 30th, battle your way in tests of your demon slaying prowess to make progress and earn rewards. Events during the week are ripe for crushing the burning hell. So basically we have Gambler's Toil, Survivor's Bane, Conqueror, Alley of Blood, Wild Brawl. Survivor's Bane is July 30th through the 6th. August 6th through August 13th is Conqueror. 13th through 20th is Alley of Blood, and 20th through 27th is the Wild Brawl. And in doing these, you can get these rewards: 2 Telluric Pearls, 12 legendary items, 4 set items, 10 1-star legendary gems, 800,000 gold, 2,800 scrap, 240 enchanted dust, 28 aspirin keys, and 16 normal gems. Now, slay in Trial of the Hearth. So this is basically Trial of the Horde, but notice all of these cards in the graphic that are being thrown right here, okay? Basically, you're going to be doing Trial of the Horde. At the start of Trial of the Horde, you're going to be able to choose a buff. You're going to select one of those cards that you've unlocked. Those cards are going to offer you a buff. Those are the ones that we looked at earlier in this video and in previous videos more in depth. And those buffs can drop as orbs for you in Trial of the Horde, or in this case, Trial of the Hearth. Those are going to just be modifiers. It's going to be pretty cool. I think it'll be pretty fun. For Trial of the Horde, I like that it's really easy in and easy out too. It's not an extensive game mode. I think that's a win right there, implementing it there. Then we have the Fractured Plane. They are calling it the Enchanted Planes. Fractured Plane is now also going to give you modifiers from those cards that you've unlocked. So Fractured Plane and Trial of the Horde are the 2 game modes affected by the cards that you're going to be attaining throughout the event. All right, should be pretty cool. Then we have the 2-star Manaflux legendary gem. It had some skill lockouts that I thought was kind of cool. This is at rank 10, keep in mind. Generate 10 mana over 20 seconds, and upon reaching 10 mana, using a skill will consume all of your mana to play a card. If you are above 50% maximum life, you play Ragnaros, who hurls a fireball at nearby enemies as long as there are enemies nearby. If you're below 50% maximum life, you play Acidic Swamp Ooze, who spits acid at nearby enemies. Both attacks deal 310% base damage plus 1,217 to enemies within the area. Additionally, Ragnaros' attack burns enemies for 30% base damage per second for 4 seconds, and Acidic Swamp Ooze attack silences enemies, preventing the use of their skill for 4 seconds. Now, there's going to be a drop here as well. Check this out. You can get better drops for it. This gem is only going to be available during the event, as you could see, from July 30th through August 26th. So a little bit less than a month to get this gem. Then you won't be able to attain it anymore. So you'll be able to get it through packs. You'll be able to get it through the market. You'll be able to get it through the event. And then after the event is over, you'll only be able to get these things through Telluric Pearls. Keep that in mind. Now, we have new familiar cosmetics that are coming as well. These are freaking awesome. I really like that they're bringing a lot of different familiar cosmetics. We're going to have Core Rager and Lil Ragnaros coming, and these do give you small buffs. Purchasing any bundle in the in-game shop while the event is still live will get you the Core Rager skin, while Little Ragnaros will be granted on your 8th draw of the Moon Scion Phantom Market. So that's what we're talking about next. The Phantom Market is where you get the second cosmetic, but the first one, if you buy anything in the shop, it could even be a 99-cent pack, you'll get yourself that cosmetic. So it's not free, but it's cheap if you want the first one. Now, here is the Phantom Market. Moon Scion Phantom Market cosmetics, definitely themed for Hearthstone. They definitely also have a World of Warcraft feel to them, and they really remind me greatly of Warcraft Rumble. All right. Do you like the cosmetics? Remember, these are cross-class cosmetics. They come with a cross-class portal. They also come with some class-bound cosmetics, and if you do the full draw, it costs approximately $170. Okay, up to you if you like it enough to do something like that. We have some feature updates. Elder Rift gem pool changes. To keep only 16 legendary gems in the drop pool for Elder Rifts, we'll be removing the following gems from the table: Frozen Heart, Moss Thorn, and Respite Stone. Interesting. Survivor's Bane Druid Skill Edition. We're adding the following Druid skills to Survivor's Bane: Werewolf, Werebear, and Surging Stone. Those are the 3 best ones. That's a win. Looking forward to that. Note that Surging Stone will be unlocked by completing the in-game achievement to fully upgrade 2 Druid skills in a single match. All right, so you're going to want to upgrade Werewolf and Werebear, and then you could unlock Surging Stone. New Survivor's Bane changes. We're adding a new buff to Survivor's Bane called Reveal, which allows players to see the location of the nearest health pool. Oh, nice. And when they have less than 30% life remaining. Additionally, we're reducing the damage of the Countess Bat Barrage attack. Wow. Okay, so we've all been in the position where, oh no, I'm about to die in Survivor's Bane. I need to find the health pools, pots. Well, now they're going to kind of guide you right there. And the Countess, those bats can be pretty brutal, but I'm surprised that they're actually making it a little easier. I've never had too much of a problem. We've improved the logic of the drop rate for items. If you're more likely to receive items with affixes that complement the skills you currently have equipped. You'll also be able to re-roll item drops once per game. That's huge. And some other minor bug fixes. Paragon Tree Unlock Simplification. This is cool. What do we got here? Added a new button to the Paragon Tree screen that allows you to unlock the entire tree with just a single click if you have the Paragon points. Nah, that's great. Love that. Easier, the better. Vanguard Charm Inventory Management Improvements. The quality of life update has been requested by our players, and we're excited to announce that you will now be able to lock the Vanguard Charms in your inventory. Cool. Wild Brawl Legendary Gem Updates. Legendary gems that use Resonance Gems for gem power will remain active will no longer become dormant in Wild Brawl. Also very cool. Inferno 4 through 8 difficulty combat rating updates. I bet you these are going down, boys. To adjust the overall difficulty for Inferno 7 and 8, we'll be making the following changes. Inferno 8 wild monsters and dungeon combat rating reduced from 51k to 48.6. Inferno 8 challenge dungeons combat rating reduced from 51.7 to 49. Okay. Inferno 7 wild monsters and dungeon combat rating reduced from 47 to 45.4. Inferno 7 challenge dungeons reduced from 48 to 46. Adjusted the combat rating of Heliquary bosses 1 through 4 in Inferno 8. Adjusted the combat rating Heliquary bosses 1 through 5 in Inferno 8 and Inferno 7 Heliquary gauntlets. Interesting. Additionally, to help players catch up and maintain their growth closer to the server Paragon level, we're adjusting the combat rating of wild monsters and dungeons for Inferno difficulties 4 through 6 as well. Inferno 6 wild monsters and combat rating dungeon reduced from 45.5 to 43. Inferno 6 challenge dungeons combat rating reduced from 47 to 43.7. Wow, that's a big drop. Inferno 5 from 42 to 40. Inferno 5 challenge dungeons reduced from 43.7 to 41. Catastrophe 4 challenge dungeons reduced from 39 to 38. 39.6 to 38.8. And adjusted the combat rating of all Heliquary bosses from Inferno 4 through Inferno 6. That is everything from Blizzard that we can expect coming from this update. Now, what do you guys think? Is this going to be a big one? I know that the rewards are looking pretty good in this one, but is that going to be enough to call this a win? Guys, I go live every single day on the channel. Make sure that you're here so you can be part of the live streams and that you subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of you guys. Do this draw courtesy of Blizzard. All the draws are going to be done right now. Again, first draw. Let's see if we can actually get lucky and get it in the improper order. First of all, the Freed from Reason Forest Green Weapon Cosmetic unlocked. This is a bound cosmetic. All of them are bound except for this portal and the primary cosmetic that we're working for right here. Let's do my second draw just because I want to run around Sanctuary with you guys today utilizing this cosmetic. All right, this is the one you're supposed to get first, the lowest of odds, or the best odds to get first, I should say. Next draw. All right, Gloomclan Rovers Earth Armor. I'll tell you what, we're getting kind of lucky right here with the draws. Not that they're the one that we want in the end, but we are getting them in some stranger order. Now, we did get 3 draws here, so I just unlocked this portal, the Festering Wound portal, and I just unlocked this emote right here, Arcane Advantage, because we get those rewards for unlocking these as we go. Let's continue on. Next draw. Okay, we got the Gloomland Rovers Earth Weapons. So this is the weapon that goes along with the cosmetic that we got on our second drop. Let's go another one right here. Rapam. Oh, wow. This is supposed to be the second to last drop, and we just got the Moon Scion's portal right now. This is the cross-class portal. Unlocked very early. Wow. Next pull. The Gloomland Rover's Frost weapon. I actually think the weapon's kind of cool looking. It looks very Druid-esque, which I guess is Hearthstone-esque. This is my 7th draw, I believe, right here. Gloomland Rover's Frost Armor. Look at his abs showing through there. Okay, and we just now unlocked... I gained an extra 600 of these things right here, which that came from the spot number 7. I don't know why I needed 600 extra of them. We're going to go on another draw right here. This is going to be for the cosmetic of that pet that we were talking about right now. And we just unlocked the ultimate. So we have that ultimate effect, Moon Scion's ultimate. And what we really were looking for here, not why we were doing all this, but we were talking about, was to unlock Lil Ragnaros, which we will... Little Ragnaros Transmog can be unlocked. You want to equip it? Okay. This is what he's going to look like right here. Pretty sweet. So we unlocked him from the Phantom Market draw number 8. And we unlocked him from purchasing one purchase. Even a 99-cent purchase in the shop gets you him. But this is the guy that we're going to run around with. He's pretty sweet looking. We're getting a good collection right now of these cosmetics for our pets. Let's go with our second to last draw. And we got Freed from Reason, Forest Green. Cosmetic, bound to your class that you draw it on. And the final draw. And look, it is going to give me extra obols. I'm going to have extra points at the end. This is the frame. It also gives me the aura for 30 days, which is that spinning aura around my feet. It gives me the execute. What does it look like when we execute? I guess that's all it is. Okay. I don't see anything crazy there. And it plays us the trailer again, which I actually think is pretty incredible. He did a nice job on this trailer. Alright, and the cosmetic is unlocked and looking freaking awesome. Now, what I want to do, and we did just get something else here, we gained another portal that's going to be bound to whatever class you pull it on. For me, that's going to be bound to my wizard. Phantom Market complete. We got the 3 cosmetics, 3 weapons, all bound, a portal for all classes, a cosmetic for all classes. We got ourselves a pet that is now for all classes, and a bunch of other rewards from that also. So we got our Core Ranger and Little Ragnaros. Let's see what this actually looks like. I always like to check out what the portal looks like. We take a look at our cosmetics. It's here. It's all equipped. Boom. Cosmetic, weapon, portal. Let's see. Let's go somewhere and see what this portal actually looks like in action. I'm going to come right up here. Pretty cool looking portal. I honestly can't complain about that at all. Now, so that's what all the Phantom Market looks like, but we can't just talk about Phantom Market. I also want to show everyone that's just getting here all of the things that we got for free when we logged in. First of all, we redeemed our code, right? The code Card Collect got us all of these rewards. 1 card with the special abilities, 10 rare crests, 2 legendary pieces of gear, and 3, 6, 9, 18 normal gems. That's a good pull right there. When we just logged into the game, we got ourselves a legendary crest. When we came to our events, we got ourselves, where was it? Clash of Cards. We got ourselves a legendary crest right here. That was 2 legendary crests for free. And then we came over to, let me find where it is. It is, well, this is all brand new as well, by the way. Gambler's Toil is new today inside of the game. There is, where is it? I think it's right here. Nope, it's not there. Sanguine Surge. No, it's gotta be... Shoot, where is this thing? Where is this thing? I think it's right over here. Right over here, we earned ourselves a frame. An emote. Like a, not an emote, a portrait. The new Manaflux gem. A portal. And 10 more legendary crests. So we logged in the game this morning and unlocked 12 legendary crests, a bunch of normal gems, 10 rare crests, a new portal, a new frame, a new, so many things absolutely for free. And we haven't even gotten into all of the different things that what we get from activity and from playing. But I'm getting a request. This just in. Red October wants to take a look at the new portal. Is that... Shoot, man. I don't even remember what it was called. How do I find this portal? Is it this one right here? It is. This is the other portal that we get from the Phantom Market cosmetic. Let's take a look here at what this looks like. And then I'm going to show you the new portal that we all get for free. So let's teleport ourselves down here. So you can see what this portal looks like. This is the one that comes as the reward from the Phantom Market cosmetic. Okay, nothing crazy. And then I want to show you guys what the portal looks like that we just got from that login. So let's come on over here. We're going to go to events. We're going to go to rewards. I want to see, what is this portal called? The Enchanted Battlefield Portal. Okay, equipped. It's going to be class bound. Make sure you get it on the class you want. So now let's find this thing. It could be difficult to find. Is this it? Nope. These are all locked. Is this it? Nope. This one we just got also from the Phantom Market. It's this one right here, the Enchanted Battlefield Portrait. Let's equip this portal. And now let's use this portal to get ourselves up to the top of the map and see what it actually looks like. This is the portal that all of us are getting for free from logging. Oh, wow. That was actually awesome. It set up the whole game board for us. I'm going to use this portal. Wow. This, man, this could quite possibly be the most amount of free rewards that we've ever gotten inside of Diablo Immortal from an event. 12 legendary crests, free portal, 10 rare crests, 12 normal gems. Lots of cool things. And check it out. Check out my icon up in the top. It's changed right there. That was the portrait that I unlocked, and we also have these two right here that just unlocked as well. I'm going to actually continue using the one that I have because I think it looks really good up here. But man, what a great start to the day. What a great start to the stream and to this update. Let me know what you guys think of things so far. Do you like the Phantom Market cosmetic? I think it looks pretty sweet, especially for all you fans of Hearthstone. We're probably live right now when you're watching this, and if not, we'll be live tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe, boys. AFK farming inside of Diablo Immortal. The topic has finally been addressed by the community manager of Diablo Immortal, Ghost Signals, and in today's video, I want to take you through everything that he was talking about, if this is okay, if this is going to be accepted, or if players are going to begin getting banned. Guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well today. What I want to do is go over the community manager Ghost Signals post here, answering a lot of the questions regarding AFK farming. And then I want to go into some topics about AFK farming and then a little bit more details on today. Let's just read through this to start. He says, hey everybody, I know this is overdue, but it's time to address AFK farming. And yeah, this is a topic that players have been talking about and that content creators have been talking about now literally for years. So yeah, it's overdue, but at least it's being addressed here. AFK farming by itself is technically not a violation of our terms of service. This is something that I've been trying to get an answer to for a long time, and I never was able to get one because there was probably a lot of pushback that would come with that. But now we have our answer, and well, we can go on. but we historically have discouraged it, AFK farming, through the use of effects that would do damage to your character if you were AFK farming for a certain period of time. So something in the game that would happen to you to hurt your character so you would die and not be able to continue. Several months ago, due to some performance issues, these damage effects were removed from the game. We didn't know about this. These effects were going to be making a comeback soon, and while it's still not against terms of service, we are actively working to discourage AFK farming through these damage effects once again. A timeline hasn't been locked down for sure, but we will be sure to let you know in our patch notes when we expect this to start again. So stay tuned to the patch notes until when we share those with you on the channel. I know that opinions on AFK farming vary across the community, but we believe that this behavior is ultimately not conducive in the overall health of the game or the community, and unbalances the game for those players that are actively playing the game, so we'll continue to combat this behavior. All right? Basically, players that are AFK farming are able to get themselves a lot more materials over time more quickly because they're letting their game literally run all day or all night long when they're not even there, getting those extra materials. We're exploring options for the future that would allow players to have an access to some sort of farming assistance, but with reasonable limits and accessibility to all players, not just those that are in the know. P.S. A quick reminder, the use of automations, scripting, bots, macros, etc., even on approved devices, is strictly prohibited or forbidden by our terms of service and can result in your account being suspended. So there is a lot going on here. You can't use scripts, bots, or any type of devices that are going to do actions for you in the game. That's against terms of service. Even if it's to AFK farm, utilizing those tools are going to get you a ban or could get you some sort of a ban inside of the game. So that is not allowed by any means. AFK farming is allowed, but discouraged. So these harmful effects are going to be coming back to the game. They're going to be hurting your character when you're doing that AFK farming and essentially killing your character. In all honesty, players are going to figure out builds that they can use to get around this. It's most likely going to happen, and I don't think it's going to kill AFK farming. I think what we got from this post right here is the knowledge that AFK farming is not against terms of service. You can't get banned for it, so more players may actually feel a little less worried about doing it. The question that remains here to me, though, is, are you able to go into the settings of the game, and I don't remember what it was literally over a year ago that I saw the post, but are you able to go into the settings and turn on the auto attack feature, and then just literally let your character sit here and auto attack all day long? Because then no matter what the damage effects are, you're still attacking and you're going to be killing enemies around you. By the way, I'm doing that auto attack just because I'm holding down the attack button right here, not because I'm using any feature. So yeah, what do you guys think about it? I know, and actually Jeet or Ghost Signals knows that it's kind of a hot topic. I'm currently standing in one of the most frequently farmed areas for AFK farming. Notice we have a player here that was farming last night and passed, or well, his character died. There's a person over there. I don't know if he's farming or not. Maybe he's just passing through. There was someone over here that happened to go down from last night as well. Oh, there's a piece of monstrous essence. So essentially, what is AFK farming? For those of you who may not know, is players will take their character, they will sit their character in a heavily populated zone with a bunch of spawning enemies, and they'll be utilizing a class that does some nice auto attacking. The best is the Necromancer, the second best is probably the Druid, but honestly most classes have some build you could put together that will actually do auto farming. And what happens is they're able to get themselves a lot of these extra materials, these scrap materials right here, or monstrous essence to progress their battle pass. And what they're trying to do is get all of their gear up to level. Now, I've been playing for 3 years. Our gear is all max leveled already because of just playing the game for so long. But someone that's been playing for 6 months, they want to catch up. And AFK farming gives them a way to do that. Now, I've been saying for quite a while now that there should be an AFK farming zone. build a zone. It doesn't need to have anything special in it, and just have it have enhanced population of spawning mobs and give players that space to AFK farm so it doesn't impact the game. Now, that doesn't solve the problem where a lot of people are saying, oh, well, that AFK farming is wrong. We shouldn't be doing it inside of the game. No one should do it. But it does solve the problem with AFK farming getting in the way of players that are trying to explore a zone, experience a zone, do bounties inside of a zone, etc. That's essentially the main problem. One, it gets in the way and disturbs the experience for other players. And two, it kind of gives an unfair boost to AFK farmers' accounts because they're grinding experience and they're grinding the materials needed to get their gear up in level while others are not doing that. So that's essentially why AFK farming is happening. That's why it's bothering other players and disrupting the game. Now, keep in mind, this is something that's allowed to be done over in China. It's kind of a normal thing. Inside of the same game, in that server population, it's something that is okay and is, well, accepted. So I'd love to know what you guys think. I know that there are people watching this that are AFK farmers and those that are anti-AFK farming. Let me know your thoughts if you feel comfortable sharing it down below. In addition, the new battle pass just dropped today inside of the game, and I have to say, I actually think the cosmetic looks freaking good. If we take a look at my wizard right here, maybe one of my favorite classes, the way that this looks. Obviously, it looks good on the other classes as well, such as the barbarian looks decent, kind of looks like a bull. The monk looks sweet. This is the one that they kind of featured in the post. You also have the demon hunter, which is awesome. I love the face piece. We have the crusader, looks good with most. The gear being worn right here is not the gear that comes with it, by the way. Necromancer looks all right. Blood Knight also looks okay. Looks similar to one from the past of the Blood Knight. The Tempest, pretty cool looking actually. And of course, the brand new Druid. That's the battle pass. I ended up picking up the $5 battle pass. In addition to this, there is going to be another Prodigy's Path dropping inside of the game very soon. Prodigy's Path is about to expire. Season ends in 2 days, 17 hours. So those of you that do pick this up, it offers some really good value. It's probably, in my opinion, the second or third best value in the game. A new one is going to be coming where you can get all of these rewards from unlocking the Prodigy's prizes, the Adept's prizes. Everyone gets, even if you are free to play and don't decide to purchase this. Just worth noting that. In addition to all of this, guys, I'm going to be going live in just a little bit right here on the channel. I want to do some Hellslayer bounties. I want to run some Terror Rifts. I want to run some dungeons with you guys and maybe even dive into some PvP. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you enjoyed the video and you found it valuable, please do subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my daily videos or my live streams. And if you do come through the live stream, make sure you say what's up. Today I'm here to talk about a legendary gem concept that could bring value to some of your legendary gems, ones that you've been utilizing for a very long time. And I'm specifically talking about 5-star legendary gem. Now, this is a concept that I've been thinking about for a while and that I actually saw some other content creators discussing in the Diablo Immortal partner program. Now, this wasn't something that was being discussed as these changes are coming, but more of an idea that could better improve how 5-star legendary gems work. Specifically, if you're using some that have felt some power creep, unlike the Blood-Soaked Jade. And if I want to use a realistic example, we could talk about my Seeping Bile. Now, I just did put out this video a few days ago talking about how to unlock free gem power inside of the game, a way that you can use the system to awaken 5-star legendary gems and have a lot more gem power. This is something that's extremely valuable. A lot of people have loved this video, and if you're someone that's trying to better your legendary gem game, this video can definitely give you some insight on how to do that. But talking about my Seeping Bile, I bring up that video because within that video, I awaken my 4 to 5-star rank 6 Seeping Bile, which is probably one of the most power crept gems inside of the game. What does power creep mean? Essentially, it means it was good at one point in time, then other gems have come out as time has gone on, and with those other gems being better, it's just slowly gotten worse and worse, and sometimes it can even get to a stage of being irrelevant inside of a game. This often happens inside of games where you collect heroes, and the heroes become irrelevant over time. In this case, it's really just the case of these legendary gems. So I'm utilizing this gem. Even though it's been power crept, it's still part of my build today because I want that gem resonance and I want the power that it brings from utilizing it. Now, of course, the system inside of the game that has been added is the power infusion, power transfusion. Essentially, we're able to make our gems now dormant if we want to. For example, this is a rank 3 Maw of the Deep that I used back in the day. I didn't want to use it as gem power, just as food and destroy the gem altogether. I wanted to extract the power so I can then use that gem power to upgrade other gems. This is actually really nice. It's a great feature, and it's something that essentially everyone should be using, and obviously it's something that we talk about inside of this video as well. But this feature doesn't 100% solve the problem of power creep, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, my Seeping Bile at rank 6, it's taken me a long time to get there. Not only is it the gem power that you need to attain, but you need to attain copies of these gems. And these copies either are expensive in platinum in the market, or you have to get really lucky with your drops when you're doing your Elder Rifts. And the more gems that we get, the more difficult it gets to drop the ones that we want, unless if there's some type of an event going on where we can actually, choose our drop table, which is actually becoming a more frequent thing, which is another nice feature inside of the game for getting these upgrades, but you're still waiting for that RNG. But what if I were able to take this gem and to be able to convert it into another gem that I want? So think of it like this. I have my Seeping Bile. It has all of the Seeping Bile copies within it. It's basically a gem that can be used and get good resonance from, that has its effects still, but it's been power crept by time. Or if I were able to just have a one-time ability to take this gem and convert it into any other 5-star legendary gem that I want. So let's say you're a player, let's say you're a low spender, even free to play, and you have a Seeping Bile gem. What if you were able to convert that over into one of the S-tier gems inside of the game, like a Roiling Consequence, or a Colossus Engine, or even one of the new Blood Flow gems that just came into the game? That could be something that's very valuable. And it's also something that could be overused. So my concept here is that this could be something that could be earned, some type of a token or reward that can be earned for completing something in the game, not something that is very often come upon, something more that's quite rare that you don't get often at all. I'm talking about maybe one time a year you have something huge where this could be attained, maybe twice a year. But once you do it, maybe that gem can no longer be converted again. Maybe there's a one-time conversion available for the gem. And in doing this, it's going to prevent you from having to get all of the copies of that new gem to get it up to that rank 6 like we have our Seeping Bile right here. So instead of making my Seeping Bile dormant and extracting all of the gem power from it, getting that value, because again, we don't want to throw this gem out. Who knows if there's going to be an update? Who knows if there's going to be something that makes this a relevant gem again, or if there's going to be a build that requires the poison DOT? Who knows? So you don't want to get rid of it. But if we had the ability to convert it and to not have to get all of those copies to get what we convert it to the same rank 6, I think that could have some massive value. Now, of course, we know this would hit Diablo Immortal and Blizzard and NetEase in the pocket. They wouldn't be able to have you have to purchase the platinum or the legendary crests to attain the new gem that you want. But that's why I'm saying it's a great, amazing thing to do for the community. Quality of life improvement, and it solves an issue of players that aren't big spenders being able to put gems in their slots that are actually a bit more viable for the times. This one's been out for 3 years, and it was good for a while, and then it's really not anymore. So I think this could be cool. I think the balance that needs to happen, though, is this can't happen that often, or else people will always be converting their gems, and then Blizzard will never make the money that they want to make from legendary gems, and that won't work. It would just never be done. It wouldn't be implemented. But I'm thinking if there were, I really do believe that a one time a year, maybe at their year anniversary, if you complete something inside of the game, some big task or event, that's not going to be easy to do. Maybe it requires a decent amount of grind to do it, but it is attainable by all players. If that's done, if we could then have the ability to make that change, that swap, I think it would be cool. So my question is, because again, this is a concept. This is not something that has even been discussed with Blizzard yet. It hasn't been brought to Blizzard. This may be one of the first times that it's being discussed where they see it. We need to think about what's reasonable. It can't just be what's great for the players, because then it may not come. You know, the concept may be just breezed over. It has to work for Blizzard as well, for the developers as well. It can't completely suck the money from their pockets, or else, well, then maybe it won't happen. So the question is, to get your seeping bile and to turn it into your blood-soaked jade, what do we need to do? Is this something that should happen one time per year? Is this something that should, once you do it one time, that gem is then locked and cannot be converted again? Or when the next year comes around, should you be able to convert any of the gems that you have that you want to, including the one that you'd converted that one time around? I think this saves players a lot of headache, and maybe even the inability for low spenders to be able to improve their legendary gems over time, really making them feel stuck in the gems that they have. Now, some will argue, well, they can just make it go dormant, and then they could take that dormant gem power and put it into a new gem. But when we think about the free-to-play players and low spenders, a lot of them don't have the ability to get the extra copies as regularly as they would need to make the gem up to a rank 4 or even a rank 5. This is my concept. I think it would bring some great quality of life. I know that I would particularly use it myself, and there's quite a few gems inside of the game right now that could benefit from being put on the shelf and be converted into something else. And I guess the other idea would be just give some of the old gems a buff. So this is definitely one I want your guys' thoughts on. Let me know in the comment section below, and just so you know, Blizzard watches a lot of these videos and probably combs through the comments, so definitely a good idea to leave your opinions in there. Additionally, guys, I'm going to be going live today. It's a Monday. There's a ton of experience to gain. We have collected absolutely nothing yet from the previous week, and we just have a lot of rewards that we can gain here, gaining some Paragon levels, which will be sweet. And as you guys can see, there are only 2 days left actually 3 days left in the battle pass. So once we claim our rewards today, we will claim them every single day beyond, so that we don't miss out on any of those sweet experience points. Guys, I hope you have a great day. I hope to see you in the live stream, and let me know your thoughts down below. I've recently switched to the Wizard class inside of Diablo Immortal. This is a class that I haven't played in over 2 years, and one which I was missing a ton of essences for. If you're going to a class you've never played before, you're going to need to farm essences, and when it's an OG character like the Wizard, there's going to be a lot for you to farm. I was able to put together the build that I'm sharing with you guys today with the help of Draconia, who recommended a bunch of things for this build, something that she's been utilizing. This is a build that she utilizes in PvP, but I primarily utilize this build in PvE, so open world farming, in Helliquary bosses, in dungeons. I prefer this one right here for PvE. We're going to start out by looking at the skills, then we're going to be taking a look at the gear, the gems, and even the secondaries and all the things that are used here, and then I'll give you a demonstration. It's also worth noting that this works really well when you're using a controller, or if you're on keyboard and mouse. I prefer it actually on controller, but my biggest preference is playing on the glass, so playing it on my phone. You're going to come in with Electrocute as your primary attack, Lightning Nova as skill 1, Teleport for some mobility, although you do get mobility out of Lightning Nova as well. More to that in a second. Scorch and Arcane Wind. Those are the skills that you are going to be starting out with. Now, let's take a look at some of the gear. First, I'll show you my charm. Nothing crazy here. Actually, I am Scorch I'm using out of all that, and that's really it. So I'm not getting any massive buffs out of my charm whatsoever. I am using a Savior Pet, so that's cool for PvP. And really, that's all we got going on there. Actually, I probably want to show you, I do wear a 4-piece Nettled and a 4-piece Wired. Those are the curse properties I'm utilizing on my gear. Now, as far as my set items go, I'm going with a 2-piece Vathu, which is increasing the duration of all beneficial effects on me or my party members by 30%. I'm going with a 4-piece of the newest set items, the Skybreaker's Bolt. Dealing damage unleashes a lightning blast at the enemy's location that shocks all nearby enemies, dealing 8,500 damage per second for 3 seconds. Can occur more often than once every 6 seconds. I like that. And then also, because we're wearing 4 pieces, when near shocked enemies, you automatically release a chain of lightning at them, dealing 35,000 damage. Up to 4 chain lightnings can be triggered at once, and this can occur more than once every 6 seconds. And lastly, we're wearing a 2-piece of the Feasting Barons pack, increases the duration of all of my harmful effects by 30%. And now we'll take a look at the primary gear. I'll give you the name, I'll tell you what gem I'm wearing in that slot, and then we'll talk about the properties. So we're going with the Horn Splitter's Spirit. I am utilizing the Roiling Consequence inside of here, which is an S tier gem. And the electric orb is the property. Scorch now launches an electric orb that explodes on impact, creating an electric field that pursues enemies and inflicts them with shock. Scorch damage is increased by 12%, and because I have all of my slots awakened here, I get the added buff. Scorch cooldown is decreased by 10%. Taking a look at the chest, we have the coat of the Astrum. On this, I'm wearing a Blood-Soaked Jade, another S tier gem, and legendary attribute is the Runaway Lightning. Lightning Nova now unleashes a wild arc that jumps rapidly between random targets, leaving behind sparks of electricity that continue to deal damage when it hits shocked enemies. Lightning Nova damage is increased by 12%, and then an additional 10%. You can already see how this build is going to work. You're going to be having lightning literally everywhere, electrocution, and it's going to remain there, bouncing between enemies, whether you're doing that in PvE or in PvP. We have a shoulder piece right here, Angmar's Repulsive Burden. I'm wearing a Void Spark, adding even more electricity to the fight, which is more of a PvE gem than a PvP gem. And the legendary property is Scorch knockback distance is increased. Scorch cooldown is reduced by 2.4%, and the damage is increased by an additional 10%. In our pants slot, we're wearing Galebringer's leggings. I'm wearing the Gloom Cask gem. It's a decent gem, not the best, but I like it. And the legendary attribute Arcane Wind damage is increased by 16%, and the cooldown is decreased by 10%. Now we move over to Thistle Bloom, the first primary weapon. Here I'm wearing a Bottled Hope gem, another one that's close to S tier in my opinion, and Gathering Storm is the essence. Arcane Wind now conjures a storm that grows over time, pulling in and damaging nearby enemies. Arcane Wind damage is increased by 12%, and the cooldown is reduced by 10%. Now the stance, other primary weapon, is Radiant Splines. Here, or spleens. We're wearing the Blood Flow gem, the newest S tier in the game, and the legendary attribute, when Lightning Nova deals a critical hit, it emits a charged bolt that deals nearly 14,000 damage. Can occur more often than once every 1 second. Damage is increased by 60%, and Lightning Nova damage is also increased by 10%. Now, let's look at the secondary pieces of gear. The Siphon is our first offhand. I'm wearing one of the most power-crept gems in the game, the Seeping Bile. I sometimes will switch this out and go with the Fervent Fang gem. Right now, the Fervent Fang is actually right here, being used as a socketed gem within, but that aside, the essence here, casting Lightning Nova temporarily increases your movement speed by 60%, and the cooldown is reduced by 2.4%, and then the cooldown again is reduced by 10%. This is another one that gives me that mobility. We have mobility with teleport, but then we have mobility here utilizing Lightning Nova as well, which I actually really like. And then we have the Trifling Piffle. In here, I'm wearing another S tier gem, the Colossus Engine. I actually need one more copy to get this to a rank 5. That's going to be happening very soon on my account. And the legendary essence. When Lightning Nova hits a shocked enemy, it unleashes another Lightning Nova. Can occur more often than once every 5 seconds, and the cooldown is decreased by 10%. Now for transparency here, I'm sitting with this build with 4,000 resonance. I often will run this build with a lot less resonance, but I wanted to get the 4K wings, so we put the resonance up in here. But some of these gems are replaceable. For example, the Seeping Bile, Fervent Fang would probably be a better fit. I could probably take out the Gloom Cask and go in with the Spectre Glass, and I could take out the Void Spark and maybe go in with a Pain Clasp or even a Behelit and utilize some 2-star gems and not hurt and honestly maybe even help this build. The S tier gems in this build are the Roiling Consequence, Blood-Soaked Jade, Bottled Hope, the Blood Flow gem, and the Colossus Engine. Those are the ones that are some of, well, the best in the game. Now I run this with the Slinger Paragon when I'm doing any open world stuff. That's going to bring me the most damage. You can see the loadouts that I'm using right here. But if I want to do something like a Heliquary boss, I'll probably switch over to Survivor. And if I want to do PvP with this, I'll switch over to Gladiator. So it really is able to be switched around. And as far as the legendary skill that I'm going with, we are going with right here, Shock Barrier. This is what the Herodrum looks like for me. If you take a look at the attributes where the bonuses are going, I put as much as I could into armor penetration. And if we take a look at my attributes overall, I'm sitting with around 50,000 combat rating right now. So nothing that's actually insane. We have our other things right here. I'll get us some more armor attributes. Armor penetration, almost 4,500. Potency, you can see all of that. And as you said, or as I said, 4K in the resonance. Now I mentioned to you before how well this works with the controller. I literally just run in with the controller and it's really easy to spam all of your skills. You're going to be utilizing Lightning Nova. It's going to give you some extra speed. You could drop your Scorch in there as well. You have Arcane Wind, which does a nice job, pulls in all the enemies, and you can spam your primary attack as you go. And if you want some additional mobility, you just teleport yourself around. Think about yourself in a really crowded zone with a lot of enemies around. This lightning is going to really jump between all of them quite nicely, and it's going to do a ton of damage that just excels and builds up over time. And we'll come in and over here. You could keep your distance if you want. You don't want to get too close as you're playing as a wizard, by the way. But as you can see, the damage drops really quickly. Often finding myself a solid damage dealer when I'm over in PvP as well. Now I'm going to bring this over to the dummy and we're going to give it a go. I am not the best with this thing on the PC with the buttons, but actually we're doing okay. I'm going to give us a little 30-second test so you can see what damage actually looks like. At least with my build, I'm sure you could probably build it out, test it out, and get even more damage out of it, as I will over time. But this is a really nice build that's extremely versatile, and I think that's one of the best things about it. Able to use this in so many different elements of the game and be successful in all of those areas. And taking a look at the breakdown right there, we have a lot of it coming from Lightning Nova. 35 million damage over 30 seconds right there. Scorch, Arcane Wind doing a bunch as well, and Electrocute obviously doing some damage, but really nice with that Lightning Nova, dropping that crazy, crazy damage. Now, I've personally been loving this build as I've been playing as the Wizard over the last couple of weeks. I have more builds to come, specific for raids, specific for Heliquary, specific for PvP, and I'm going to bring all of you those right here on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned. Also, guys, I've been live streaming every day of the week, Monday through Friday, around 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'd love it if you came through, said what's up, and if you do come through and you came from this video, make sure you let me know. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. ChinaJoy 2025 is going on right now, and I have a couple of things to share with you regarding this event, which really brings me the reminder that Diablo Immortal is a lot bigger than any of us really think. We talk a lot about how servers are dead and there's not a lot of players, but really this is a global title that is doing well in North America and is absolutely massive over in China and Asian countries. And just seeing these events that are going on surrounding Diablo Immortal, well, it just proves that the game has a ton of life left in it. Let's take a look here at some of the events that are going on. We don't have to read through everything, but this is going on right now in the Shanghai Expo Center. Everything focused here around, well, multiple games that they cover, but also heavily Diablo Immortal. Lots of cosplay going on right here from some of the players as well, which is always cool to see, whether they're players or just people from the community. We know how that works. It's just awesome. And this is the NetEase division. Remember, Diablo Immortal is not solely created by Blizzard. The game was created by the team over at NetEase and in conjunction with the people at Blizzard. So this is day one, I believe, of the event, just kind of showing all the things that are going on over there. Bunch of the cosplay going on, and then of course going into a bit of the collaboration that they're going to have. There's a lot also that they were discussing here regarding the new class, the Druid. By the way, are you still playing the Druid after you tried it? I'm actually not. I switched over to the Wizard myself personally. And there's a lot of events and giveaways that they do over in China. A lot of rewards for players. It looks like they have some type of things going on right here where you could win different things. Same thing over here. Really just fun stuff that they do to support the game differently than we see over in North America. Now, this is day 2 of the event, which is August 2nd for them. And as you could see, many different NetEase games being supported right here. More of our Necromancer right there as well. And different events on stage, things like that. It reminds me of like a BlizzCon version of what NetEase does at ChinaJoy. I think it's really cool. Actually, there was an interview with someone from Diablo Immortal. It was the vice president executive. Now, it's all in Chinese, so I didn't play the beginning of it, of her discussing anything, because, well, I don't understand it. But there is a nice little bit of a trailer right here that I'm going to get to in just a moment as we get through some other things first, that we'll take a look at, showing some good stuff from the new update that's just dropping, the Hearthstone collaboration, which, by the way, I think is a massive win. This Hearthstone collaboration, in my opinion, is one of the best ones that they've done, kind of falling in line what they did for World of Warcraft as well. And as you can see, getting promotional things to get people inside of the game, getting some community type items right there. This, again, reminding me very much of BlizzCon. I can't wait for BlizzCon to return in 2026. It is 100% an event that I will be at, and maybe I'll even meet some of you guys there as well. More of the cosplay going on, which I think is next level. Absolutely love it. Let's take a look at this trailer really quickly so you can see some of the events that they're promoting. Let's tune in. We've seen this. Nothing new here, but still, I think that cinematic is freaking amazing how they did this. Sweet. Phantom Market cosmetic. Some battle mechanic on it. Demon Hunter. So what they're doing here is they're giving some looks at the Phantom Market cosmetic, and then those cosmetics actually in action, showing what the cosmetic looks like in battle. I think it's a really good one, especially if you are someone that is a fan of Hearthstone, 100%. You're getting the auras right here. This is the male and female version. This is the male and female version of the cosmetic, which is actually quite valuable. And then the pets. If you recall, for about a day's time, you were actually able to get this pet for free, because if you went to the Blizzard shop, the Battle.net shop, and you claimed your free green item, it counted as a purchase, and you were able to get it for free. But that's been changed now. So when you get your battle pass for the month, you'll get that one for free. And this is utilizing the new gem. We have the most rewards I've ever seen come from event. On day 1, we got the best portal that's ever been dropped for free. It's massive. Everyone gets it. 12 legendary crests on day 1 of this event. It was awesome. Fractured Plane was great. The card changes that you have inside of the game mode just adds another element of fun. And on top of that, Survivor's Bane is back inside of the game, which of course is a fan favorite that we all do love. This is a nicely done little trailer here showing everything coming. And this is going to be coming, I believe, on the 13th. Trial of the Horde with the modifiers inside of the game mode from Hearthstone. And the card backs, you actually get those card backs that are Diablo Immortal themed in Hearthstone itself. So if you're a Hearthstone player and you've been participating in this, then you get those Hearthstone card backs, which I think is really cool for people that may be Hearthstone players. All right, that was all that we had from this one, but now I do want to take you into one more that we have right here. That is, this is basically a little bit of PvP being shared right here. Can I go full screen? Yes, we can. Let's take a look at what we have right here. I'm going to actually mute this one because there's some commentary in another language in the background. Now, when you do zoom in, because of the website that we're using, it gives you, doesn't look great, but just a little bit more that you get to see here from what's being shared from over in China, the Chinese version of things. The game is looking good. I've been really enjoying it more than ever. I'm currently 15 levels above Server Paragon, and with being that far above, I'm only gaining 5% rewards from anything that I do inside of the game, which is actually probably the furthest that I've ever been ahead, well, ever inside of Diablo Immortal. They're obviously showing them a little bit of a build right here, what the Paragon is that they're utilizing and how that all runs, but a little bit more coming over there from ChinaJoy. Now, probably more than anything, guys, we have been going live every day on the channel. I've been going Monday through Friday, doing live streams, taking you through the updates, and really just playing together the game as a community, and it's been a ton of fun. Shout outs to Red October, Solinari, Cerebel, Tiffany for coming through and being part of those streams, Ador as well. A lot of great people that have come to the streams that have run with me, and many, many more. So many names that I'm leaving out. But it's been an amazing experience to be live with you guys every day. And it's something that I've decided that I'm going to continue doing over the next, well, I'm going to continue doing it. That's it. And I hope that you guys can join me on a live stream. I usually go live on Twitch and on YouTube, typically around 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. If I'm out of town on a vacation or something, I obviously won't go live, but I would love to see you guys there if you're around and want to come through and join. Either way, guys, I appreciate all of you so very much. I hope that you're absolutely loving Diablo Immortal. There's so much to enjoy right now inside of the game, and potentially some new essences coming very soon, which can change up your builds. For me, finally hit Mastery 4 for my Wizard. Still missing a couple of essences on the Wizard in total. I think I'm missing like 15, which is a heck of a lot better than the 25 we were missing just a few days ago. Hope you're enjoying the game. Have a great day, guys. The Diablo Immortal Hearthstone crossover update is here, and it's absolutely insane with so many things for free. But this core ranger actually requires you to make a purchase inside of the shop. It could be as small as 99 cents, but we found a workaround. You can go to the Battle.net shop and you could pick up the monthly free Wayfarer's offering. And in doing that, you'll be able to get the Core Ranger absolutely for free on your Diablo Immortal account. Now, if you've already claimed this past month's free green item, you could wait one more week when it's going to reset, and you could claim it the next time around because this opportunity will still be in the game.